Hey, what's going on, guys? How is everybody doing? So I know today is not my normal upload day, but Mihoyo did drop some news on us today that, you know, made me rethink my schedule a little bit, at least for this week. So without further ado, let's go ahead, hop in, take a look at this new article that Mihoyo put out, talking about buffs to Zhongli and potentially the Geo element in itself. So let's hop over and take a look at this article. So we're going to go ahead, read this a little bit, and I'm going to give you kind of my first impressions. I've done a little bit of number crunching, not the most, not enough to be definitive to see if these changes are incredibly good, but I'll let you know as we go through. So to all travelers regarding adjustments to Zhongli. Recently, we have received a lot of questions and feedback regarding Zhongli. We understand the love that everyone has given Zhongli and the rapt attention being paid to any future changes to him. As such, we apologize for the tardiness of this announcement concerning said adjustments. We have organized and summarized player feedback numbering in the tens of thousands during this time, in-game and out of it. Through this, we have discovered that your feedback has focused on Zhongli's strength in practical combat, the finer points of his ability usage, the Geo construct system, and so on. After analyzing the in-game data and engaging in many discussions, we have decided on an additional round of adjustments. These adjustments will be made to travelers participating in the 1.3 beta test version. The current adjustments are as follows and cover 4 aspects: enhancing Zhongli's talents, optimizing the controls and mechanics of his abilities, improving the mechanics of the Geo resonance mechanics, and adjusting his shield. We will continue to observe the performance of these adjustments during the upcoming version 1.3 beta test, and we will pay attention to the feedback of testers. We hope that these adjustments will be able to appreciably improve everyone's experience. We also give an update as to our final adjustments when said changes officially go live. So, of note, and it's very important to know that these changes have not taken effect yet. They're currently testing them in the beta for 1.3. So we're looking for, you know, late winter, early spring here. But these changes do look pretty good. And basically what they've found is that more people are looking for Zhongli to be a carry. I was kind of hoping they were going to be building him more towards building a strong support unit, but I understand he is like the god of war, so it only makes sense that they're building him towards being a new carry. We're kind of without like a solid Geo carry. Like, we have good ones, but hopefully these changes can kind of push him in that direction. I don't know if they will yet, but these changes do look very good, and especially when it comes to the Geo element moving forward, I think these changes are very good. So let's take a look. And they are stressing that these are not final. These are just the changes that they're looking to make currently in the beta. So let's keep that in mind, that these changes are not solidified yet. So the first change that they're looking to make is to his passive talent. So the original effect was that it was going to increase the damage of his burst by 33% of his max HP. Post adjustment, what they're looking to do: the damage dealt by the following of Zhongli's attacks will be increased based on his max HP. So normal, charging, and plunge attacks will be increased by 1.39% of max HP. Now, when I've kind of crunched the numbers, it does look like overall, this is not necessarily, like, you're not necessarily going to want to build for HP instead of attack to increase his damage. Overall, it's going to be more beneficial to increase his attack. But the fact that he is getting extra scaling based on his HP is really good. The fact that he already has a massive HP pool, plus, like, if just the way you build him, you can build him a little bit tankier and now get an extra little boost off his HP, which is nice. The problem so far with him is that if you want to build him really tanky, like specifically for his shield, you're going to be losing out on DPS, right? Because you're not building him for attack or Geo percentages or anything like that. You're building him straight for HP, and you're losing out on that potential damage, which they're hoping he's kind of built for. But the fact that you're getting just a passive buff off of its HP, which is already sky high, is really nice. It's going to help kind of supplement that damage and help him just get higher than he already is, which honestly is not that high, but we're looking to give him a little buffs. The other thing, the stone steel resonance and holding mode damage of his skill will be increased by 1.9% of max HP. So further expanding on the fact that we are increasing his damage based on his HP. So if you do scale into his HP a little bit more, you are still going to receive a little bit more damage buff, as opposed to losing it if you're taking it away from attack. overall, very nice. The fact that he is the tanky hero right now. So we do need to find ways to increase his damage or reward you for investing in his tankiness versus taking damage away from him in an effort to increase his tankiness, if that makes sense. And then finally, his burst is still going to stay the same at 33%. That's currently what they're testing. Next up, adjustments to his skill, the holding mode of his skill. So with the original effect, you are causing Geo energy to explode, causing the following effects. You're going to create a shield. The shield's damage absorption based on his max HP and has 250% Geo damage absorption, deals AoE Geo damage, and if there are nearby targets with the Geo element, it will drain a large amount of the Geo element from a maximum of 2 such targets. This effect does not cause damage. So overall, I wasn't super crazy about this ability. The thing is, like, Geo damage is not really like super rampant in the game, so the fact that it scales with Geo damage absorption is not super critical. Yeah, that was like my main thought there. So post adjustment effects. It's going to cause Geo energy to explode, causing the following effects. If the maximum number of his constructs, steelies, whatever this is, has not been reached yet, it will create a new one, which is very nice. The fact that now they're blending the press and hold is nice. So even though you're holding to build a shield, even though his constructs are not, they're not, what's the word I'm looking for here? They're not continuously generating energy. It's not like it's consistent. That's the word I'm looking for. Consistency. It's not consistent in how it generates energy, but the fact that you cannot sacrifice your energy recharge for creating a shield is nice. So even though it's not consistent, the fact that they're adding ways to make these constructs is very nice. So it's going to create a Shield of Jade. The shield's damage absorption now, which is still based on his HP, is now going to give 150% physical damage and elemental damage absorption. This is incredible. So the fact that even though we're moving down 100% in terms of absorption, we're moving from 250 to 150, this is really good because this basically covers all damage. Actually, it does cover all damage. So the fact that we're scaling up a little bit, like his shield, if you're investing in his shield, it's already fairly big. You can get it to pretty much be a character's full HP pool of like 12k, 15k if you're investing in his HP. But the fact that now we have an added 150% to both physical damage and elemental damage, that's really big. We can get that shield fairly sizable now. And, you know, the fact that it covers the whole scale of damage, I think that that's kind of how Geo is supposed to be, right? It's supposed to be overall tankiness, not necessarily just to its own element. Like, for example, if you take a look at Diona's shield specifically scales for cryo damage, but the fact that Geo is, you know, it's more intended to be overall tankiness. I think that this is a really good change. It's going to deal AoE Geo damage, and if there are nearby targets with a Geo element, this is all the same. But the thing is, they're also increasing the interruption resistance. So on the right, you can see what it currently is, and on the left is what they're testing. Yeah, that's really nice, especially considering the long cast time on his skill. If we can get this will be very, very nice. So now moving forward regarding Geo elemental mechanics. So they're looking at adjusting the Geo resonance. Now, I think this is huge. I think that the Geo resonance is already, it's good, but the fact that it's limited by having a shield on your hero, I think reduces its viability overall, because as soon as you lose that shield, you're losing out on the bonus. So let's take a look at what they're going to change. So the original effect increases resistance to interruption, and when protected by a shield, it increases attack damage by 15%. So post adjustment, what they're looking to do is increase shield strength by 15%. Additionally, characters protected by a shield will have the following special characteristics. Damage dealt increased by 15%, which is what we already had. Dealing damage to enemies will decrease their Geo resonance by 20% for 15 seconds. This is very, very nice. Now, again, we're still limited by shields, which is okay because the Geo mechanic is based around shields. And I'm also okay with just being Geo resist down by 20%, not overall elemental, because of course we are, you know, if you have the resonance, half your team at least is going to be Geo. So you will be benefiting from that as opposed to anybody coming at you in terms of enemies. You can't really control that. So I'm okay with that split being elemental for defense, but Geo specifically for offense. This is really nice. This might actually push this resonance up a little bit for me in terms of viability. This Geo resist down is really nice, especially, you know, looking at characters who deal a lot of Geo damage, like Noelle with her burst, or Ningguang, obviously, because all her damage is Geo damage. This could be, you know, a really, really nice boost. Now, you are lowering the resistance to interruption. It looks like they are taking that away, but I don't think that that was why anyone was building for Geo Resonance. So overall, I think this is a really solid change. Yeah. And then we also have here the Geo Shield balance adjustment. So Geo Shields are adjusted from having 250% Geo damage absorption to having 150% physical damage and elemental damage absorption. So the affected shields are going to be Zhongli's elemental skill, Noelle's elemental skill, and the Geo Shield created when picking up Geo crystals dropped by the Geo Vishap hashlings, or however you say that. So I'm curious to see if they're actually going to have this be affected by the crystallized reaction. It doesn't actually say here that it will, and I haven't actually played with Geo a lot, so in terms of mechanics, I don't know if those shields are separate from the shields that we see here. But I do also like that they're moving this down to Noelle as well, because as I said before, I do like this 150% physical and elemental damage. You know, rather than being a master of one, we're spreading this out a little bit. So rather than being very good against Geo, we are reducing the shield's capabilities a little bit, but because we're spreading it against all damage, I do really like that effect. And finally, they're going to wrap up here. This round of adjustments is not merely intended to improve the experience of playing Zhongli alone. We also help to better convey the Shield and Geo playstyles that are closely associated with him, not only for his sake, but also to improve the experience of travelers who have been delving into the strategy layer of this game. It is precisely because these changes go further than pure adjustments to a character alone that we have taken the utmost care. We hope to be able to give travelers a more detailed solution as opposed to hastily throwing out a general direction for adjustments. We truly hope that Zhongli will be a trusty companion to all travelers, and hope that you'll be able to experience a different playstyle through him, one that will enrich your gaming experience. 1.3 beta test server access will soon be released, and we would like to take this opportunity to call upon all travelers who obtain access to not be reserved in giving us any in-game suggestions and feedback that you may have regarding these adjustments throughout the testing process. Additionally, if travelers have feedback or comments regarding any other beta test content, you may feel free to send us feedback in-game. We will read each and every one carefully and work hard to adjust and optimize the game so as not to fall short of your expectations. All right. So overall, what are my overall thoughts here? I think that overall, these changes are really good. And the thing that I'm really happy about that Mihoyo did, you know, above the actual changes themselves, I'm really happy that they did actually release what they're looking to do with the buffs. Overall, I'm happy with their transparency. I know that there were some rumors about why the nerfs happened to Zhongli, and I'm not going to get into these because it's drama, rumors, we don't need to get into it. But whether or not those things happened, the nerf to Zhongli did happen. And I'm glad that they actually released what they're looking to do with him even before the banner ends, because I think what would have been potentially really bad is to not release these changes that they were intending to do until after his banner ends, because I'm sure that there is some number of people out there who have been scared away from rolling on the Zhongli banner because of all the backlash that has happened through the YouTube community. So the fact that they did release what they're intending to do, it can, you know, for those people that it may have scared off, it might bring them back around in order to have them wish on Zhongli. Now, you know, depending on how much money they have access to, maybe that's a good thing, maybe it's not. But remember that they are a business and they're looking to make money. So they are looking to have people roll on the banner. But the fact that they did this means that there might be some people who are either on the fence or got turned off, because Zhongli is a really cool character. You know, we should want to wish for him. But, you know, the fact that his kit was underwhelming probably pushed a lot of people off from actually rolling on him. So even though that these changes are not confirmed yet, and that's important to know, is if you are one of these people who is on the fence and potentially looking to roll for him, keep in mind that these are not official changes. These are not confirmed in any way. They are looking to beta test these, but this is what they are intending to change. So maybe the changes overall will stay the same, but their numbers will change. Who knows? That's why we beta test. But I think overall that, you know, these changes are pushing Zhongli and overall the Geo element in the right way. And I think that it is important to note, they did say that we do need to take these changes slowly, right? Because a lot of people are like, all right, people in the community specifically, not developers, but I see this a lot, like, all right, let's get these changes out, let's do it, let's change the game. But you got to take into account that they've worked for years on this game, and the fact that they don't want to make a change overnight because it could completely change the balancing of the game that they've already set in place. So it's very important for them to take these things seriously and test them over a series of weeks, you know, not a series of hours or days. So the fact that they are taking this seriously, but also listening to people's feedback, I think is very important. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think of these changes. Do you think that it's enough to push Zhongli above where he is currently in terms of kind of being a mediocre 5-star? Do you think that it's going to push him up to the top of being DPS, or, you know, do you think it's just going to make him like really solid? It might not be bottom tier, but he's probably going to sit like in the middle of the field. Let me know down in the comment section below. But guys, that's all I got for today. Hopefully you did enjoy on this bonus day video. If you want to see some more content like this from me, you can head over to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/xjazze. Give us a follow over there. You can, of course, support us right here on YouTube by clicking that red subscribe button. Like the video if you liked it, and click that notification bell. That way you never miss a video. And of course, if you want to join our community over on Discord, link will be down in the description below. But guys, that's all I got for today. Hopefully you did enjoy. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.